Oh God, there are lots of embarrassing stories for me. Oh, I know what it is. Oh my God. They were thick, straight, neither of which I am. Hi sisters, James Charles here, and I'm about to answer 17 questions with 17 Magazine. Demi Lovato, 100%. She is literally one of my biggest role models, not only just for her attitude and how she perseveres through everything that she's dealt with in her life, but also I think she has one of the best voices of my generation, so I would love to film with her. We've talked about it a few times, so hopefully we'll be able to make it happen in the future when she is ready to come back to the world. I mind my own business and focus on myself because at the end of the day, I'm the only one who's reliable and always there for myself, so that is how I stay out of the drama and be nice to everybody. Probably my makeover on my mom, which was actually a video that literally never made it to my YouTube channel, which is so annoying. Last time I was in New York visiting, actually, my mom and I filmed this amazing makeover where I bought her literally an entire new wardrobe. We got her eyebrows microbladed because she lost her eyebrows when she got radiation for her breast cancer that she's now a survivor of. It was such an emotional moment for both me and her because it's been something that she's been insecure about for so many years and that I've always tried to help her fix with makeup, but she literally will just take one brow pencil and just go like, which is not good or fresh. Finally, we got her good permanent eyebrows that she can wake up with every single morning and feel beautiful. And then after her eyebrows were all healed, I got to do her full face of makeup using my palette for the first time, which was so incredible. She literally started bawling when she saw the finished result, which was annoying because she ruined it before we even got to take photos, but it did not matter because she felt so beautiful, and I even started crying too because that is always my goal with my makeovers, and my mom has struggled with that for a very, very long time, so it was just a really amazing full circle moment. People are convinced that me and my little brother are dating, which is literally the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Literally repulsive. I would say my biggest makeup advice for beginners is just watch a lot of tutorials and really examine your face. When I first started doing makeup, I made a lot of mistakes really early on and did not want to face criticism because I genuinely thought I was the best artist out there, which was definitely a lie. So I would definitely say it through taking selfies and through watching a lot of tutorials and learning from people that I really like the makeup of was how I've been able to improve my routine and figure out what works best for me. Kylie is literally the sweetest. It was just an amazing experience being able to sit down with somebody who I look up to a lot. We are both young and working so hard on both ourselves and our businesses and brands, so we definitely had a lot in common, and the video is by far one of my favorite ones I've ever done on my channel, and we definitely have plans for a few more in the future. Literally that one I just did. Like literally just thinking about that was like triggering to me. Production issues happen all the time on set, but I am very, very passionate about lighting and equipment and audio setup, which I don't really talk about a lot on my channel, but in the moment I was very, very frustrated because of the fact that one, we had to start over, and two, I'm pretty knowledgeable in this space, so it was really frustrating that it was literally just forgetting to switch on the actual recorder. My team and Kylie's team was both sitting behind the camera and they all kept us very, very calm, and we just started over, and honestly the second video was much better than the first one anyway, so it was kind of a blessing in disguise, but still equally as frustrating. Let me think. I think definitely a light coverage foundation. My favorite is the Too Faced Born This Way. I think the Anastasia brow pencil is like my holy grail because I can use it for brows or for fake freckles, which I do all the time. I would say my Morphe X James Charles palette that just launched because it's literally created to create any single makeup look ever. So I know that if I have it with me, I'll be able to do a look no matter what colors are involved. Probably a good highlighter, which isn't my palette, but if I had to pick a different one, probably like Anastasia So Hollywood maybe, because it's like really good and fresh for my skin tone. Maybe like a good setting spray. I really like the Skindinavia one or the Morphe Prep and Set setting spray, just to like lock everything in place so whatever look I was able to create with those other 4 products will actually stay on my face. That would be a bad makeup look, but I could probably make it work. Probably like my Flashback Mary scandal is one of my most embarrassing stories probably ever. Probably about 2 years ago now, I was doing a meet and greet in Philadelphia and I took a photo with a fan named Pam. We still follow each other on Twitter. Hey girl, love you the most. And when we took a photo together, I chose the foundation that was way too light for my skin tone that day. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you know that I kind of struggle with finding a foundation that matches my skin. We've accepted it at this point. And I got flashback in the photo really, really badly, but when she posted it, she put a filter on it that desaturated it and I looked gray. in the photo. And the picture went viral very, very quickly, and what was a simple makeup fail turned into me literally being the laughingstock of the beauty community. And at first it was very, very embarrassing, and I was literally crying myself to sleep over it because everyone was saying I couldn't do makeup. But I turned it around, recreated it in a video, made it into satire, and then made merch out of it and profited. The names of my palette are all named after either important people in my life or things that I say all the time. So some of the names that didn't make it in there were a lot of the sayings that I use on an everyday basis. There's one shade in the top row of the palette called Rusted, because they always say busted, dusted, crusted, and rusted. So I almost made 4 of them in a row, all called those names, but I realized that busted, dusted, and crusted are kind of gross names that you probably would not want to apply to your eyelids. So those didn't exactly make it in. And a lot of the other shades in the palette are named after like sayings that I say all the time. So I really wanted one called Good and Fresh because I say that all the time, but that saying came into my life after the palette was already in production. So if I was to go back, I don't think I would remove any of the shade names, but if anything, I would just make it literally a bigger palette. Even on days where I have not a single drop of makeup on, I will always have a large coat of moisturizer over my entire face to keep my face hydrated and my skin glowing. Oh, my eyebrows from 2016. They were thick, straight, neither of which I am. Thank God for tweezers, concealer, and a whole lot of hate comments. Probably my favorite trend of the entire year has been like the reemergence of colorful eyeshadow in the makeup community. I feel like for a hot minute, we were like very, very into the neutral, just super glowy contoured skin. And I am very, very excited that so many people, especially with the launch of my palette, are just playing with color, unleashing their inner artist, and are not being afraid to express themselves, even if it means a pop of color here and there where they wouldn't normally put it. One trend that I would like to see disappear over the course of the next year would be full coverage foundation, which is very ironic considering I have like cement on my face right now. But I really love the look of like super natural skin, especially with freckles or like sunspots popping through, and then a full glam eye. I just think there's something so cool about that. Like I said, I definitely do take very, very good care of my skin. So the second that I'm like super, super happy with it, I can promise you there will be no foundation anymore in my beauty routine, and I'm gonna feel literally so powerful and beautiful. There was actually a few sisters who recreated every single one of the makeup looks on their face. Like literally the day after that I posted my commercial, I was like, how did you even do it that fast considering it took me literally a week? And then also some of my fans who don't actually wear makeup drew all of the campaign images as well, which just meant literally the entire world to me. I know how much work went into me doing it. So just to know the fact that some of the sisters wanted to take that much time out of their lives to express themselves and just play with art really meant like the entire world to me. One thing that I definitely had to learn kind of the hard way over my career over social media is to not say everything that's on your mind. It's important to have opinions, of course, and to stand up for yourself. But that being said, there's always things that you can learn and grow from as a person. So while I've made a lot of mistakes, I'm definitely very, very grateful when I am called out so I can become a bigger person and I can learn and grow. Oh, I know what it is. Oh my God. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was hanging out with this boy who I have the fattest crush on right now. Like, oh my God. And he was kind enough to drive me home after we were hanging out in his apartment. And he asked me why my light was on. And I explained to him that my little brother was home living with me. And he's telling me how he really wanted to meet him. And I was like, oh yeah, you should probably come inside and then sleep over. Like on the literal like first time we hung out. I was like, oh, I cannot believe that I just said that. He laughed it off, thank God, and was like, oh, maybe next time. But in my head, I was like crumbling. All right, my 17 sisters, this has been James Charles, and I really hope you guys enjoyed all 17 questions that I had and you learned a little bit more about me. If you want to check out more of me, you can find me on my Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. They're all just James Charles. And my Snapchat for more behind the scenes side stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. If you want to pick up the James Charles X Morphe collection, it's pretty bomb, not gonna lie. You can shop now at Morphe.com. Use code James for 10% off your purchase, and also available at all Ulta retail locations. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!